the credits, we have an intro for this.
Hey there, everybody. Everybody
Hola!
joining us. Welcome.
I'm going to guess it's Cinco and Duppy. Or Craig, maybe.
Maybe. But yeah, we're here. We're here live. Hidden Movie Club. After the credits. Brad, unfortunately, could not join us. He's
Yeah.
got some
Minus
family
Brad.
things to attend. So we're wishing him the best. Some family members that are in the hospital. So fingers crossed they come out of
Good
it.
vibes. Send your good vibes Brad's way.
Yes. Send all your good vibes to Florida.
Yes. Yes.
But yeah,
Specifically to Brad. The rest of Florida doesn't deserve it.
correct.
Just kidding. We love Florida, I think.
Sure.
What's up, Cinco? Called one. I don't know who
Yeah.
they dumped.
What up, bro Cinco?
What up?
Derek, what are we talking about today?
Today we are talking about The Fifth Element. A 1997 film about a New York cab driver from the 23rd century who unintentionally gets thrown into an ancient plot to save the world by retrieving 4 elemental stones that, in conjunction with the fifth element, a supreme being of unlimited power, can destroy an ancient evil before humanity and everybody else does it for it.
Yeah. Are you looking at something, or did you just come up with that off the dome?
I just came up with it off the dome. In fairness, though, there is a description on the back of the disc that started me off, because both of them start off with New York cab driver Corbin Dallas didn't mean to be a hero, but he just picked up the wrong kind of fare.
Whoa.
Yeah. Lilu Dallas Multipass.
Yes.
Yeah, so that's the movie, 1997, directed by Luc Besson, starring Bruce Willis, Mila Jovovich, and Gary Oldman. I always thought it was Mia Jovovich. So unless Luc Besson is saying it wrong in the little featurette from the movie, I learned, or yesterday or the day before, I guess, that it's Mila Jovovich.
Yeah. Because that is a very
Willis.
Slavic name. Yes.
It's Bruce
Willis does have 2 L's, so
Yeah.
If it's Spanish.
Before we get started, I just want to say that unrelated to the movie at all, I just found out about 15 minutes ago that Dolly Parton passed away, and I am gutted. So I'm gonna pour one out for my homie Dolly Parton. What a wonderful human being. So many kids have learned how to read through her library program. Fantastic musician, singer, philanthropist, just amazing person. So rip to Dolly Parton. My wife and I are going to be watching 9 to 5 tonight in her honor.
Dude, wow.
That's that. Yeah.
Yeah, because talk about somebody who could have easily been a billionaire. But no, man, she wants to just give her money away to righteous causes. And I wish everybody that had tons and tons of money was like her.
Same.
So that's, man. All right. Well,
sure people can probably glean that I'm not a religious person from the comments that we've made, but she's the type of religious person that I really respect, and at one point in my life aspired to be. The fact that she's all about the everybody's special because God made everybody. That's
Mhm.
gets me right here. She was just a beautiful human being. Beautiful,
Yeah.
beautiful human being, beautiful person, beautiful soul, beautiful spirit. Loved her, miss her. Um, the world is a sadder place now that she's gone. They don't make them like that anymore. Well, maybe they do, but it's not common for celebrities and ultra wealthy, famous people to be as giving and as kind-hearted as her. So
Oh, yeah.
I'm in there. Anyway, not to dwell on that.
And, you know, Taylor Swift is a billionaire,
Yeah,
so that says a lot about her.
yeah,
I mean, she does do good things, but, you know,
yeah.
she should give more. If you're listening, Taylor, and,
Yeah.
you probably
If you're
are.
listening to the Hidden Movie Club, give away more of your monies. Take
Yeah.
over the Dolly Parton library. Okay,
Yeah.
anyway, we are talking about Fifth Element. So, Elin,
Yes.
throwing it over to you. Out of 10, what would you rate this film and what are your initial thoughts on The Fifth Element?
I would rate it 3.5 out of 4 Ninja Turtles.
Okay. I thought you were going to say three
Um,
and a half out of 10 at first.
no.
Shocked me.
Three
Shocked
and a
me.
half out of 4 because, I mean, it's nowadays, I mean, I probably wouldn't have rated it so highly back in 97 when it first came out. I'll say
Okay.
that. But looking back at it and just how things have changed in Hollywood up until now, it's it's just, I don't know, it's so refreshing to me to see something like this that even got made and came out in theaters, and like, it's just so weird. It is
And
such
unique.
a
Yeah.
weird and unique and bizarre film with so many crazy, bizarre characters and costume designs and monsters and like even the guy who like holds up Bruce Willis's character at his door,
Give me the
you know?
cash, man. Give me the cash.
With the cash. Like just that the fact that they even went with that character and just like I love all the
With the photo
other
on his head. Just
yeah. Like it's just so bizarre and like I don't think you can get away with The Fifth Element today.
yeah.
Um
I
it's
would agree
just
with that.
it's not safe at all because it just seems like everything that comes out in theaters nowadays, it's either going to be a Christopher Nolan gigantic IMAX presentation, so people are going to go just for that, or a superhero movie or some sort of franchise, and that's it. And
Yeah.
your occasional A24 indie film.
Yeah.
But to take a chance and get funding for a movie like The Fifth Element just could not happen today.
Yeah, I agree
So,
with that assessment wholeheartedly, but mostly because I feel like it wouldn't have worked in 97. Like I think that this movie is one that got made because of the right circumstances coming together at the right time. The fact that Bruce Willis and Gary Oldman both took a pay cut to make this movie, the
yeah.
fact that Mia Jovovich, it's only her fifth movie, of all time. And I think I read somewhere that it was one of the first English language movies that she did. Apparently, she speaks like 4 or 5 languages.
Yeah.
Um, but just I don't, it's truly a unique movie to me. It's a premise that's not based on an existing concept or anything. Luc Besson started writing this movie in the 1970s, and according to him, there's a little featurette on the Blu-ray.
Mhm.
Rewrote it 3 or 4 times before finally settling on some changes that he said motivated him to make the movie and finish it. And when he reached out to people that he had worked with before, he basically told them he didn't have a huge budget, so let's make this movie if you want. Sent Gary Oldman and Bruce Willis the script, and both of them were like, "We'll make it work. It sounds cool. Let's do it."
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
So I'm very impressed with it. I would give it like an 8.1 out of 10. So
Yeah.
not
Yeah.
too far away from where you landed either. And I thoroughly enjoyed, like you said, how unique the movie is. Chris Tucker is just like the icing on the cake for me.
Yeah,
What a
dude.
phenomenal performance
Yeah.
from somebody who I don't know if he was that well known before this movie, but
Oh,
man,
I don't I mean, for, the
nailed it.
Friday and Next Friday, those movies with Ice Cube, I'm sure, at least put him on the map, but this probably took him to different heights. And then, because I don't know if he would have gotten Rush Hour with Jackie Chan
Ooh,
if if he wasn't cast in The Fifth Element.
yeah,
Or actually, when was Rush Hour? What year did that come out? Because that was
98. So
Oh,
it
okay. Yeah,
was
that was the next
the
year.
ye the year after this. I'm gonna throw this out there kind of early. I know we don't usually talk about this till the end of the episode, but for our double take next week, I would love to watch Dead Presidents. I
I've
ha-
never seen it.
have just a little side story here. My wife and I went to dinner for our anniversary one time, and anytime we go to like, a steakhouse or whatever, I always like to ask our servers what their favorite movie of all time is.
Mm,
And we went to Ruth's Chris Steakhouse actually,
yeah.
and the waiter there said that Dead Presidents was his favorite movie of all time. And so we had made plans to watch it, and then something came up and we never got a chance to. So I would love the opportunity to watch that movie and go through it.
I'm sorry, I don't even know the name. I am not familiar at all.
With Dead
Dead
Presidents?
Presidents?
Ooh. Yeah,
Yeah.
Chris Tucker. Chris Tucker is in it. Keith
Wow.
David. Actually, I don't know a lot of these actors and actresses.
Yeah.
So I know
Huh.
Jennifer Lewis. I know Terrence
Chris Tucker
Howard.
plays Skip.
Yeah. Yeah. Heard a lot of good things
Yeah.
about it though. So I'm excited to see it.
I
So
know, 'cause then when I was watching Fifth Element, it did cross my mind. I was like, "It's been a long time since I've seen Rush Hour."
hmm
But, so that was one that I was probably gonna bring up, but the fact that I have never even heard of Dead Presidents, never seen it, yeah, I'm intrigued. So, that'll be cool.
excellent. Excellent. And maybe I don't know, maybe we'll get to Rush Hour as well, because I haven't seen those movies in a hot minute too. So
Yeah. Guaranteed Dead Presidents is gonna be streaming free somewhere.
probably not. We'll see.
Yeah, right? Something
In
that
any
obscure from
case,
the '90s. No way.
so Fifth Element. Let's start with the story. Well, how did you feel about the story of the film? Because that's also
Um,
very weird and unique. And when we
yeah,
started watching it, Kelly was like, "I've seen this movie like 4 times, and I'm still not entirely certain that I understand what exactly is going on."
right. I don't know, like, to me, it kinda had this, it felt like almost, there were just different, I wouldn't say different directors, but just, like, different vignettes
Mm-hmm.
that were kind of sewn together to make
Mm-hmm.
this one full movie. Because I don't know, like, the cinematography is vastly different from scene to scene. All the scenes that happen, like, in that spaceship where the president is or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
they're all like, using wide lenses, but like close-ups, and it all almost comedic. It looks almost comedic, like just how close they are to the camera, but it's a wide lens, so it kind of stretches their face a bit. And like, but it's a lot of wonders, or a lot of single characters on screen. Like, then it cuts to another single character, and then it cuts to the
Mm-hmm.
president with the people around him. And like, I don't know, it just seems almost like sitcom-y that way.
Mm-hmm.
Or yeah, almost like a television show that I'm watching.
I thought
As
it
if
actually seemed like a novice filmed it in some scenes, because there's some shots that are like really impressive and beautiful, and then there's others that, like you're saying, feel like they belong more in a TV show or something. And I don't know if
Yeah.
that's this is, from what I understand, at the time that it was released, was the most expensive non-domestic film ever released in the United States,
Oh,
or published, I guess, in the United States, because it was made in France and then
yeah.
brought over to the US and released in the US, and globally.
Mhm.
So most expensive film made at the time doesn't feel like that to me at all. Because some of the
Yeah.
stuff again is like really over the top, but then other scenes actually made me laugh with how they're framed, how they're filmed. It's
Yeah.
just it feels very amateurish or very television soap opera kind of look. So
Yeah, yeah. But then there's other, yeah, there's other shots like with Lee Lilu, what's her name? Yeah, with
Lila.
Lilu, like in the air vents or whatever, like sobbing, and like
Mm-hmm.
those are like beautiful moments. Those are
Mm-hmm.
beautiful shots, beautiful close-ups, very like emotional. So
Mm-hmm.
like Luc Besson definitely knows how to get that across, but at the same, I don't know, it's probably, I honestly wonder if it's just like a French thing, because I don't know if you've seen Amelie.
I have.
Um,
Yes. Mm-hmm.
it is literally one of my top 5 movies of all time for me personally.
Nice.
But, you know, it's a French movie, obviously a French director and French cast, and, you know, it's got some beautiful tender moments, but it also has some, like, kind of over the top comedic moments, or, like, you know, close-ups on Amelie's, you know, dickhead landlord as he's trying to get his shoe on and he can't get it on quite well, and, like, but then there's also, like, just, yeah, just, like, really bizarre things, or just, like, kinda kooky feeling,
It
like,
might be
because
a
there's
cultural
just,
thing.
it just seems like there's so many tones that
Mm-hmm.
happen throughout the movie instead of just sticking with one tone. So it could
Mm-hmm.
be, like, just a French thing to just be multi-tonal, I guess.
Yeah. Well, I think you're dead on with that, because I feel like, culturally, French people, or the French, view things a little differently than obviously we do in America. And
Mhm.
I think I notice that anytime we watch foreign language movies, but because
Yeah.
this is an American or an English language film with American stars, I almost like expect it to be an American film. And then you're right. I think just, obviously when directors try to show the feeling or like the vibe in the way that stuff is shot, it gets the point across a little bit better. And so the vibe of this one being so different and weird in a lot of those
Mhm.
scenes, it feels like it has to be a cultural thing.
Yeah, yeah. Just, yeah, like, just the fact that he had this vision, and it's
Hmm.
not like, I can only assume, because Luc Besson originally wrote this in the '70s, that once Star Wars came out, he was probably very inspired. You know, it obviously took a while for him to
Hmm.
revisit The Fifth Element, but I bet The Fifth Element would not have happened if Star Wars had not happened.
See, I wonder about that, because he says in the little featurette that he was inspired directly by the book, the French. I didn't even realize the book was French. I've seen the film, but Valerian and the
Oh,
Thousand
right.
Planets or whatever.
Yep.
Valerian is the name of the book in French, but they
Yeah.
made. Actually, I think Luc Besson made the movie Valerian and
Yes.
the City of a
Yep.
Thousand Planets or something like that. Um, and that's also interesting to me, because as we were watching, I was actually really surprised how much of the future he kind of nailed. Like, it's the aesthetic is a little different, but the kind of the sense of where things were, with like the little Roombas.
Yeah.
Zorg even has like little thing. It's got Roombas. We've got video calling. In a weird roundabout way, there's DoorDash, with like the flying
Right.
ships and stuff. There's just a lot of stuff, ring cameras, all that.
Mhm.
There's a lot that he nailed in terms of like what the future is like and what the vibe, and yet he still kind of made it feel a little sterile and depressing and dystopian a
Mhm.
little bit. And I love that kind of the whole, premise or theme of the movie until right at the very end is like, is humanity even worth saving?
Yeah.
Like you have this existential threat coming from far away, and humanity can't get their shit together enough to actually save themselves. So thank God we have, a weapon or whatever to help do that for us.
Mhm.
Um,
Yeah,
it's
man.
really
But
interesting.
I speaking of the cinematography, like, um, because I've got the 4K disc of
Hmm.
this movie, and I've had it for a while now. Because I just saw on the case itself, it says it's the 20th anniversary edition, I guess. So it's been out for a while, but like it's like 20, yeah, this would be the 29th anniversary because it's
Yeah,
2026.
they're releasing it in theaters now for the 30th anniversary next year.
Yeah. So like I just I love seeing older movies in 4K, because you still got the grain and you can tell that there is effort put in to light the scenes in such a way that only film cameras can capture.
Mhm.
I mean, I just, we've probably discussed this before, but just how kind of flat the cinematography can tend to be nowadays because everything is digital, everything is green screen. Um, yeah, it just, harsh shadows and stuff you just don't see as often anymore.
Mhm.
And I don't know, I just love the look of film.
Yeah, I
I
even
don't know.
wondered in a couple spots because there are some pretty heavy digital effects shots
Yeah.
and some set pieces that are clearly CG, but yet it seemed like they added film grain to it, and then also it was printed to film. So it
Mhm.
was like it almost seems like there's double the amount of grain that there should
Yeah.
be in some of those shots. But I did really appreciate the aesthetic style that they went after for those shots as well,
Right.
because it looks more like at least the way that I saw it was like 80s album covers.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
looked like Boston or like Journey or something, in a couple of the shots. It was very,
Mhm.
very interesting choices that they made in how to represent the future.
Yeah, that overhead shot when Lilu is about to jump off the building and you see all the flying
Yeah.
transportation
Mm-hmm.
below her.
Mm-hmm.
I
Right
mean,
before
there's
she
so
bombs
much
into
going on.
Corbin's car or his
Yeah.
cab.
Yeah, like that shot in particular was pretty impressive. But at the same time, it's like, okay, that's clearly, CGI and
Mm-hmm.
it's very dated CGI as well.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but yeah, just I'm sure that shot took a lot of money to do.
Yeah, it actually didn't take me out of the movie as much as I thought it would. Because even the shot
Yeah,
where they're like essentially 3D printing her body in that little like capsule, which
yeah.
I've seen this movie a bunch of times. This is the first time, I don't know how I never saw this before, but I didn't realize that the hand that they were building her from was holding the handle of the suitcase. And then in like a couple of shots later, they show like them bringing in the suitcase, and it's very clearly like right towards the camera that there's one handle there, and then the other one was like ripped out, so
Mhm.
like you can see it out of the box. I never noticed that, but anyway, that
Yeah,
scene where
yeah.
they're like 3D printing her, it's very obvious that that's CG, but it's like the way that it was shot makes it feel very fantastical, and yet makes it feel like it fit in with the technology of the time or whatever. Like it
Yeah.
felt very grounded to me for some reason. It didn't take me out as like, oh, this is obvious CG that, reminds me that it's a movie. I don't know. It felt appropriate for the most part.
Yeah. And even there's some like, green screen shots of when like towards the end when there's that gigantic explosion and they're getting
Hmm.
away.
Mhm.
And then you could see the fireball, like, in behind them in the window,
Mhm.
and, like, I don't know, like, even though it looked pretty cheesy, like, it's I don't know, I kinda miss that era
The
where
aesthetic. It
yeah,
just
where it's
fits.
like
It fits the
yeah.
film, like, and that's, if the movie didn't have so many ridiculous ideas in it to begin with,
Mhm.
from the design of the aliens, I forget what they're, the Mondagarans or whatever they are, the
Yeah.
big dudes. Like,
Yeah.
their design is ridiculous for like an advanced spacefaring species. The priest's outfits and stuff, and his whole apartment is kind of ridiculous.
Mhm.
The bad guys, the raiders or whatever that were trying to steal the stuff for Zurg or Zorg, those Zurg, Buzz Lightyear's in this movie now
Uh-huh,
too.
yeah.
Um, but just the whole thing kind of seems so ridiculous and over the top that that stuff just fits. Like, you can't
Mhm.
you. I don't know if I've ever seen anybody on screen be more ridiculous than Ruby. Like, and just as a person, as a character. Yeah, yeah. And Cinco mentioned Ray. I threw that out there. Ray, like, that scene is so ridiculous. What the guy looks like and what he's wearing is ridiculous.
Uh-huh.
Like, it's amazing.
I know, man, and, like, because I really enjoyed, the shots or just the scenes in general that had lots of people
Hmm.
because there are actual people. It's not like people digitally inputted it. They've got
Yeah.
tons of
Real
extras.
crowds. Hmm.
Yeah, and you can tell, but at the same time, like, they're equally as bizarre and strange and crazy costumes, and, like, just the thought that went into all this stuff is mind-boggling.
Yeah.
Um, and, like, yeah, it's almost like the cantina scene from Star Wars. It's like,
Yeah, totally.
look at all these kooky characters, like,
Hmm.
what's their story? What's their
Yeah.
story?
The costumes, I didn't even know that. Again, new facts that I learned on this rewatch. It's in the credits, but I've never really paid attention before. Jean-Paul Gaultier designed the costumes for this movie. So that you have a high-profile fashion designer from
Yeah.
France designing the costumes and the looks of the stuff going on here. And it's like, this movie should have cost way, way more than it did, I
Mhm.
think. Does IMDb have a budget listed? Because I don't think I actually got
Oh, I don't know.
a legit budget. Okay, we've got budget 75 million francs. So what is
Oh.
that in dollaros? In Americano dolares. And this is also 90s time period, so 13
Yeah.
million dollars.
How much?
13 million, $13.354 million
That's in 90s money.
in 90s money. Yeah.
Yeah, okay. I mean, yeah, that's
So
actually
not
pretty
bad.
impressive.
It grossed
Impressive they're able to do all that.
$263 million worldwide, so more than made up for its budget.
Yeah, for sure.
Pretty darn good. Pretty darn good. And
Ah,
yeah, IMDb also confirms that it was the most expensive movie ever produced outside of Hollywood. It's the most expensive production in Gaumont history, the house that made the movie.
mm.
Um, and the visual effects budget was the highest of its time. Wait, that doesn't make sense. 80 million US dollars? How is that possible if
What?
the S
Yeah,
yeah.
if francs translates to 13,000,000. What? Hold on a second.
Yeah, I don't know where they're getting that from. If only IMDb trivia had to be sourced. Yeah, I mean, one of them has to be wrong. Either the budget that's estimated in IMDb is wrong, or the visual effects budget is wrong. You can't
Yeah.
have both.
You can't have both.
Let's see if I'm trying to convert some currencies here. Thank you, calculator.net.
Yay. The internet. is our friend.
Yeah,
Sometimes.
13.37 million is what the amount converts to.
Yeah.
And the exchange rate today on 1997.
So yeah. For inflation, what would that be today?
75 million French francs in 1997 would be equivalent to approximately 12 million US dollars in 2026. That doesn't make sense.
What? No, it doesn't. Come on, calculator.net.
Let's try
.org.
everycalculators.com.
.gov.
French francs, 75 million 210,000 in 1995 money. Is that what I said? When was this released?
97.
97. Okay. 1997 monies.
There's a calculator for that? For the
Yeah.
inflation and stuff? Yeah.
Yeah, it would have been 12,748,000 US dollars in 1997. So
Okay.
12,700,000 US dollars in 1997
Equals how much in
2026.
2026 money?
Boop, 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 boop.
Calculate
$227 million.
227 million?
No, wait, what?
That to go from wait a minute. 12 million to
Yeah,
227 million?
these
Inflation hasn't gone up
numbers.
that much. Or has it?
Okay, it's double. $12,748,095 in 1997 would have the same buying power as $24,100,000 in 2026
Okay.
as of June.
That sounds more plausible.
According to Calculator Soup.
Well, we're going to have some words with Calculator Soup. Man.
Yeah, that's
yeah, weren't the creatures in this was that Jim Henson Studios behind that?
that's a good question. I don't know.
Because it kind of looked
They
like
did kind of look at
them.
that. I did see so one of the things that the Blu-ray has which we'll be giving away the Steelbook version of this Blu-ray for our giveaway this week for paid subscribers because I own both the 4K and the Blu-ray copy. So this Steelbook is going to be given away. It actually has like a fact track that shows subtitles as you're watching the movie of all kinds of various facts or whatever.
Like
Uh,
VH1 pop-up video?
Kind of, yeah, kind of. And it apparently took, they had to find people that were 6 foot tall or higher, that were incredibly thin and had sloped foreheads in order to be able to fit into these suits. And it took 3 people to get each actor in the suit. And I think it said it took 2 hours per person.
Ah.
So apparently Luc Besson, when he wrote his initial script, he created like a Bible, which is pretty common in the industry. But apparently he made
Oh,
like
yeah.
a 200-page Bible for this movie that described the past, social structures, rankings, hierarchies
Whoa.
of all the different alien races and characters and stuff. And apparently those creatures, let me get the name right because they have names. Mondoshaans. The Mondoshaans have spikes on their shoulders, and that is a designation of how high they rank within the society of the culture. So the more spikes they have on their shoulders, the higher they rank in Mondoshaan society.
I've got more spikes than you, dude.
Yeah, that was one of the things that I heard. But anyway, I don't see anything that suggests Jim Henson's Creature Shop was involved in this.
Yeah.
I'm trying to look at the cast and crew and see who was responsible for that stuff, but costume designer Jean-Paul Gaultier,
Right.
Creature effects, Michelle Freeborn. Animatronics, Mark Coulier. So
Related to Dave Coulier, probably.
yeah, who has worked with Jim Henson. No, I'm just kidding. I don't know. Yeah, I don't see anything specifically that talks about Jim Henson or
Hmm.
anybody related to it.
All right.
Super interesting.
I guess just around that time in the 90s, I would just assume anything with creatures that had that kind of look would be
Mm-hmm.
coming from Jim Henson Studios.
Yeah, the only reason I would say that it probably isn't Jim Henson is because, again, this was made in France.
Yeah.
So, they probably used a
Oh,
French company or something.
Jim Henson's Creature Shop contributed creature effects to The Fifth Element. However, the film's overall creature department was led by Nick Dudman, whose 55-person team created the alien suits, animatronics, prosthetics, and props, including the diva and Mondo Shawans. Dudman and the visual effects team won a BAFTA for the work, so Henson Shop was involved, but it wasn't solely responsible.
Okay. Okay. Yeah,
Hmm.
I mean, I would guess that they probably worked on the Mandashawans and then the Raiders.
Yeah, because that's what screamed at me as being very Jim Henson like.
Yeah, I could see that. I could
Weigh
see
in
that.
the comments.
Yeah,
Who
or
do
I mean,
you
if anybody has information on it,
which
I love
creature
that kind of
effects
behind the scenes
studio?
stuff. I actually did not get a chance. There's a bunch of little featurettes on the Blu-ray copy
Mhm.
that talk about the visuals, the stars, the digital effects, the aliens. So I'm probably going to spend the rest of today watching those, and maybe I'll shoot back with some information for our double take next week. But
And then Derek is going to create a supplemental video for our $5 a month subscribers. No, just
I
kidding.
might be able to. I might be able to. We'll see. We'll see.
um, I don't know about you, but I think Bruce Willis is one of the greatest actors to shoot a weapon.
Ooh, very
Um,
specific.
like there's just this face. He always gets this face, and I don't know. He just makes it look so badass.
Mm-hmm.
Um, it just looks so natural to
Es-
him.
Especially in the anybody else want to negotiate scene.
Uh
I
huh.
actually called that out because that was so great because he literally just walks in, bang, and then anybody else?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, looks pretty
And
badass.
even when he's got like the automatic guns, and that's the other thing too. Interesting choice that they are bullets because this is the
Mm,
future. It's sci-fi. It's fantasy, whatever you want to call it. No lasers. It's just bombs and bullets,
yeah.
which was yeah, so
Yeah,
surprising.
flamethrower. There's
Yep.
I mean they have to be like pretty special bullets to be able to do that whole replay thing.
Yeah.
So maybe more like little heat seekers or something or little
Mm.
computerized things. But yeah, I don't think we saw any lasers in the movie.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Interesting.
Out of all the sci-fi space adventures out there.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, interesting. But yeah, I don't know. There's just something about Bruce Willis shooting a gun that he makes it look good, man.
Yeah. On the other side of that, I will say Gary Oldman is one of the greatest actors of all time.
Hands
His
down.
his turn as Sorg is one of my favorites in any of his films. He's got other ones that I
Mhm.
absolutely love, but man, this is just like because it's so out there, it's so different from the
Yeah.
other stuff, and a lot of his whole deal is like unexplained. His limp, his little plastic head shield or whatever, like
Mhm.
it's all very, very interesting to me.
Yeah. Yeah, like and just he's clearly having to wear like, some sort of like teeth prosthetic or something that affects his speech, but even the accent that he has, like, kind
Mm-hmm.
of like a Southern
It's
twinge
very just
twang to
odd.
it a little
Everything
bit.
about it
Yeah,
is odd.
yeah. Just the choices made are, again, so weird, so bizarre, but I'm here for it, man. I
Yeah. Yeah, it's like you said kind of at the beginning, every single one of the characters in the movie is just so unique, and it's something that like I honestly don't know how it got made back then. It definitely wouldn't be able to be made now, and
Mhm.
especially with like all the different plot contrivances and things that you have to like follow.
Yeah.
With all the hullabaloo about Netflix and Amazon telling people to dumb down or like dumb
Yeah.
down the movie or add additional exposition that's very explicit because people are going to be watching on their phones or whatever. Like this
Mhm.
movie has so many little things that you really do have to follow in order to get all of that together.
Yeah.
But like Ruby Red or Ruby Rod, whoa, whoa, what a character!
Yeah.
Apparently, he took inspiration from Michael Jackson and Prince when
Oh,
he
no
was
way.
writing Ruby. Um, so that also cracks me up.
I do, because I don't know, I haven't seen a lot of, performances by Ian Holm, the guy
Hmm.
who plays Cornelius. But just because he's a British actor, and I probably just haven't seen a lot
Well,
of.
you've seen Lord of the Rings, right? Like that's
Well,
probably his
yeah,
most.
exactly.
Yeah.
Because that's really all I know him from, and
Okay.
Fifth Element, and that's about it. Um, because I'm sure he's been in a lot of British,
Mm-hmm.
productions that I have just never seen.
Mm-hmm.
But I always he he's one of those actors too, where if ever I do see him, I know he's gonna nail it, and, like,
Yeah.
just.
Well, and you've seen Alien, right?
Oh, that's right.
He's
That's right,
the
he's the android.
yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yep, that's
Actually,
right.
now that I'm looking at his IMDb listing, I actually have seen him in way more movies
Oh, really?
than I thought. Yeah. There's like some of these. I mean, he's got pretty small parts, but I distinctly remember his parts. Um,
Oh,
From Hell,
he
starring Johnny Depp, was the
2020.
first video CD that I ever ripped.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So I definitely remember that. I saw him in that.
Ratatouille. Oh,
Yeah. Emperor's New Clothes. I'm pretty sure I've seen that.
Lord of War. The Aviator. Okay.
Yeah, quite
Garden State. The Day After
quite a
Tomorrow?
long
Yeah, I guess I've
filmography.
seen a lot more of his
Oh my
movies as
God,
well.
Chariots of Fire. Yeah.
Dun 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 dun.
Yeah, Ash and then Rook in Romulus, Alien Romulus. Dang. Well, I mean, either way, I have a ton of good things to say about this film, and not a lot. Honestly, the only part that I didn't like about this in this movie is, and I'm sorry to say it because there's maybe this is how he was directed, but Tiny Lister as the president, not my favorite character, not
Yeah.
my favorite role. It's just very like monotone and not a lot of range in expressiveness or anything.
Mhm.
So it's a little odd.
And, at the beginning, um, Luke Perry, his Billy character,
Mm-hmm.
come on,
Mm-hmm.
dude.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he definitely got his fame from, what was it? 90210?
90210, yeah, Beverly Hills 90210.
Yeah, but, sorry, buddy. You didn't convince me that you're that great of an actor in The Fifth Element, so.
Yeah. I also recognized, I don't know if you've ever seen this film, but it would be another one that I would totally love to cover on any of our Hidden Movie Club stuff. But John Neville as the general, he's
Mm,
Baron Munchausen in the film The Adventures of Baron Munchausen.
mhm.
And that is like a fever dream but also incredibly weird and kind of fits like the stylistic stuff from this movie a little bit. It's a
Yeah.
very, very odd movie.
I know. It kind of makes me want to see that Valerian movie, but I've heard that Valerian movie is also pretty tough to sit through.
Yeah, well, I'll say this because that's another Luc Besson movie.
Yeah.
Thematically, it's a fantastic movie. The opening first contact scene is probably my favorite first contact scene ever put to film
Mm.
because of the creativity of all the aliens and all the species that you get introduced
Oh,
to kind
yeah.
of set up the whole city of 1,000 planets.
Mhm.
That being said, the two leads, I love Cara Delevingne, but her and the lead that plays Valerian, no chemistry whatsoever.
Yeah,
I am
that's
I am amazed that they got paired together by a casting director because
mhm.
individually I feel like they're fine. They're okay actors. They're fine. They could pull it off or whatever.
Yeah.
But together for some reason, so weird. So weird. And I remember like even Rihanna's performance in that movie is pretty cool.
Yeah.
I didn't think it was terrible, and she's kind of like a completely CG character, but
Mm.
it sells it. You know, it's not bad. I'd say watch it once, but you're not going to get anything like substantial or super memorable from it, other
Yeah.
than the design because it's a Luc Besson
Yeah.
acid trip. You know,
That's
so
that's the thing I've heard though is Valerian is a gorgeous
mm-hmm,
movie
mm-hmm,
because it was made, when CGI, was up to snuff as far as all the
mm-hmm.
stuff that he envisioned. So, at least it has that going for it, I guess.
Yeah. I own Valerian on disc on 4K, I think. I think it's a 4K copy, but I
Yeah.
don't own the Steelbook. I didn't like it enough to splurge the extra to
Yeah.
get like a nicer version of it or whatever. I just got the Blu-ray for like $10 or something.
Mhm.
And again, mostly because of that opening scene. Visually, I really
Yeah.
liked the way that Valerian looked, but from a story and film standpoint, when you hose the two main characters, it's kind of hard to keep it rooting. That's
Yeah.
actually Fifth Element. I think that oddly enough, Bruce Willis and Mila Jovovich actually do have some pretty decent chemistry.
Yeah.
I buy the whole premise of him slowly falling in love with her, and even at the end, his reluctance to tell her that he loves her.
Mhm.
Um, I buy it. I buy it. It kind of makes sense. It fits.
Yeah.
Very odd.
Yeah.
I also couldn't get out of my head the whole idea of there being a fifth element because I also really enjoy Avatar: The Last Airbender, and so having like
Right.
the wind benders,
Mhm.
the rock
Earth.
benders and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I was like, would a love bender be? Like, what does that even look like?
Yeah. Bend people to your will because or like I don't like a love potion kinda thing, I
Yeah,
guess, where
yeah.
you
But
can
that seems like so
make people fall in love with
antithetical.
you.
That seems so antithetical to love,
Yeah,
you
right.
know?
Because then
It
you're
has to
just
be a true
then they're
thing.
under a spell. Yeah,
Yeah,
it doesn't
exactly,
seem right.
exactly. It's very odd. Very, very odd.
Yeah. Honestly, that's all I got for this movie. I was I enjoyed it, but I honestly think, um, it's mostly nostalgia that is,
Mm,
at play here when I give it 3.5 out of 4 Ninja Turtles,
okay.
um, because yeah, I just live for that era and that type of cinematography and the fact that it's on film and just how weird it is and the chances they took. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
I don't think nostalgia has any play in my opinion because I didn't see this movie until later. I definitely didn't see it when it first came out.
yeah.
Um, so I probably didn't see it until at least college for the first time, and even then, I probably wasn't watching it sober. or
Right.
like or looking at it from like any kind of critical angle or anything like that.
Yeah, yeah.
I just thought it was fun. It was like a fun, crazy, unique sci-fi movie. And watching it
Mhm.
now, I mean, I still pretty much have that opinion of it. It is a crazy, cool, unique sci-fi
Yeah.
movie that tells a story that I've never really seen before or heard before. Like even the fact that the antagonist, I guess, although Zorg is technically the antagonist in the film, the idea of that ultimate evil that's kind of like a Galactus style cloud
Yeah.
or like sphere thing that
Right.
changes size the more evil you throw at it, I guess, or whatever. that's
Mhm.
that's even like a weird kooky thing.
Right.
Um so yeah, it's very, very I don't know, just it has a special place in my heart because it's genuinely just something that I've never seen before, and I really have never
Yeah.
or feel like I've never seen since.
I mean, that's what Luc Besson has got going for him with this, because any movie you'd be like, "Oh yeah, that kind of reminds me of this or that." I mean, not really. Yeah,
Yeah,
Fifth
he
Element
he
is just its own thing.
he kind of reminds me of Guillermo del Toro in that like
Mm,
he has a very specific style that I feel like I recognize when I see it. Um and it's not really like anybody else's style, which is I think what makes it recognizable. But I also don't know that like Guillermo del Toro has done a few movies that I enjoyed, but are they like my favorites of all time or anything like that? No, not really.
yeah,
I've watched Pan's Labyrinth several times. His
right.
take on Pinocchio was kind of kooky and weird. So like,
Mhm.
Luc Besson is similar to in that regard for me. Is just he's like a weirdo, and it's a weirdo that I happen to enjoy, but
Yeah.
I don't know if I would necessarily like tell everybody like you gotta watch this movie because it's a Luc Besson film.
Right. Right.
It's
Kind of a
just
tough sell.
yeah.
Fun
Yeah. Even
fact,
fun fact. Go.
the guy that tries to rob him at the door, the cash guy, "Give me your
Oh
cash."
yeah.
He's
Petty
the
cash
love
man.
interest in Amelie.
Oh, no kidding. Wait, did
Yeah.
Luc Besson direct Amelie?
No,
No. Okay. Just
but
that's just a
he's a
coincidence.
French actor.
Yeah,
So,
like I saw Dracula. I actually thought Dracula was a cool take on it. Again, it's weird, it's odd. I don't know how much I would, if somebody wasn't familiar with the Dracula lore, the Luc Besson version is not the first one that I would recommend.
yeah.
But it's like an interesting take on
Mm,
Dracula. It was kind of weird and kooky and crazy, and I liked it. I liked it.
yeah.
Maybe that's just me, but I liked it.
Have you seen this latest Guillermo del Toro Frankenstein on Netflix?
Yes, yes, we did
I did
watch
not
that.
see that.
And
But
I would give it that's the same type of reaction. It's not the first Frankenstein movie I would recommend to somebody, but
mhm,
it's like an interesting, unique take on the Frankenstein mythos. That and The
yeah.
Bride, although I liked parts of The Bride more, overall as like a Frankenstein story, it devolved a little bit by the end of the movie.
Ah, 'cause the yeah, that Netflix Frankenstein is getting a Criterion release.
Is it really?
Yeah,
Probably because it's so out there.
probably.
It's
'Cause
so out
that's
there.
rare, especially for something that went straight to Netflix.
Mm-hmm. Well, K-pop Demon Hunters is another one. It's getting a
Yeah,
Criterion release,
yep.
and it's cool. That's definitely going to be one that I pick up as soon as I do my next Criterion dump of films.
Mhm. Right
Um,
now, K-pop Demon Hunters, because it's still in pre-order, is on sale for 40 instead of 50. So,
mm,
it's, a little bit less, but yeah, I would probably wait until it's 50% off.
yeah, I almost definitely do because I would rather pick up a bunch of movies than just one, for timeliness. I'm a pretty patient movie watcher and a pretty patient gamer. So
Yeah.
I typically wait for a lot of that stuff. But yeah, I mean, Cinco, I agree. The unique takes on stuff that we've seen a few times. I sometimes
Yeah.
get sick of that because it's like, how many times can you do, a character like that? But
Mhm.
then at the same time, I see films like Luc Besson's Dracula or even Wes Craven's Dracula 2000. I never
Mm.
saw I never saw the sequel of that Dracula, but I loved the idea of, if anybody hasn't seen it, spoiler, have you seen Dracula 2000? I won't say
Yeah.
it if you haven't seen it. It has a really, really unique take on the Dracula mythos, the origin story
Oh,
of
okay.
Dracula that I've literally never seen before and makes complete sense when you actually like think about how the two are tied together. It's just really,
Huh.
really interesting.
That's Wes Craven, you said?
Yeah, yeah. And
Yeah.
again, it's Wes Craven, so expect it to be about at the level of like a Nightmare Before Christmas, a Nightmare on
Nightmare on
Elm
Elm
Street
Street?
type of movie.
Yeah.
But Johnny Lee Miller's in it from Hackers. Gerard Butler is actually, I think it was one of his earliest movies. He plays Dracula.
Oh, wow.
So if you like Gerard Butler, then that's another reason I think to see that because he does a pretty good job at the kind of the I don't know the like shadowy Dracula figure.
Oh, yeah.
So it's pretty decent.
Oh, Bro Cinco's asking, Abraham Lincoln Vampire Hunter? Did you ever see
I have
that?
not. No, I have not seen Abraham Lincoln Vampire Hunter.
Me neither.
Who does that one, Cinco?
But I am those intrigue me. I've just never seen them. 'Cause
Yeah, I
there's a couple
saw
out there like that where it's like, historical figures doing batshit crazy stuff.
Timur Bekmambetov. I don't even know who that is. I've
Whoa.
never heard of this person. Night Watch. Oh, he directed the Ben-Hur remake. Ooh, that's oof. Ooh. I didn't like the
Nice.
Ben-Hur remake. Had some good ideas, not executed well in my opinion.
Timur
Wanted, Daywatch, Night Watch. Yeah, not familiar with most of these movies that he did, except for that one.
Bekmambetov.
Cinco, would you recommend Abraham Lincoln Vampire Hunter? I'm guessing by the law that maybe not, but
Yeah, right? Maybe.
that's not
They are
typically what follows somebody's recommendation.
right. It's the greatest movie I've ever seen, LOL.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Wink, 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 nudge, nudged.
Yeah. Boom.
What else? I'm sorry, I'm just looking through the watch it drunk for sure. Oh no. I thought you were talking initially about Van Helsing with Hugh Jackman when you
Oh,
mentioned that,
right.
and I was like, oh yeah, I have seen that, but no, that's a different movie.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, I'm just looking at the trivia on IMDb to see if there's anything notable that we would have missed or anything. There's some cool
Yeah.
production stuff, but it's pretty standard production things.
Yeah. We did this with this and a small budget.
I will say, other than Lord of the Rings, this is probably my favorite made-up language in a movie. I think Mila
Yeah.
Jovovich nailed the
Didn't she
just
just
way
make
she
it up
speaks.
on the fly?
No, it's a combination. So Luc Besson said that when he was developing the language for the movie, apparently
Cool.
he speaks like Greek or Latin or one of them. So it's a combination of Greek and Latin because he figured that since most languages are based off of like Latin and Greek and all
Mhm.
those like phenotypes that he could or phonemes that he just combined them to make the language. Taught Mia Jovovich. She speaks 4 or 5 languages already, so it was pretty easy for her to pick up. So he kind of gave her like a basis of what to work off, and then she
Mm.
just developed the stuff. And the only thing that doesn't actually fit um, in the language itself is the big bada big boom,
Right.
or whatever she says. And then the line that Corbin asks the priest, ectogamete or whatever, what does that mean? And
Mhm.
he's like, not without my permission. Those were things that he specifically wrote in the script that were meant to portray that. But
Mm.
everything else is just unknown language. Even in the subtitles for the movie, she has lines that she says that she basically like developed in the course of the movie, but they're not even subtitled. It just says,
Gibberish.
random language or yeah. I think on the Blu-ray because in the little facts track, the subtitles on there, I think it refers to it as like unknown language in some parts and then divine language in other parts. So
I know, because it did strike me as sounding almost Italian,
yeah,
but
yeah, it's just like a very root level language, but she pulls
Mhm.
it off so effortlessly, like it sounds like a
Yeah,
legitimate language.
yeah,
And even when she's doing, like her face when she's talking about it or whatever, it's like so
right,
great. And then like I learned English or whatever, like hi. And he's like, "Oh, you
right,
speak English now?" She's like, "Yeah, I learned." It's like
right.
so good. Oh yeah, okay. It's IMDb. I mean, the only phrases from Lilu's alien language that are included in the captioning are Mlarda, Big Bada Big Boom, Akta Seno Aktagamet, San Agamet Chaibet, Envelet Danko Domo Danko, and Apopuli. Everything else is shown as unknown language or the divine language once it's specified in the subtitles. Oh, I didn't even realize that. Of course it is. Unknown language at first, and then once Vito probably says it's the
Oh, yeah,
perfect language, it's the divine language, then it's
right.
captioned as divine language after that. So, okay, that makes sense. Yeah, a lot of miniatures. That doesn't surprise me.
Mhm. Yeah, some of those you could tell that, like, a a lot of the ships and spaceships and stuff looked practical, but,
Mm-hmm.
like, the fire coming out of, like,
Mm-hmm.
their various exhaust ports or whatever,
CG.
it's pretty rough.
Yeah.
But
Oh, that's the doggies. Sorry.
is there somebody here? Is there somebody at the door?
No,
My
we're
dog.
actually pet sitting another dog, and she has to be separated from them because she's very crabby. She doesn't like people or other dogs or animals.
Again? You're watching that dog again? Oh, no. Yeah, my dog does the same thing, barks at, pretty much anybody who comes to the door. If she hears the doorbell, if she hears somebody knocking on the door, it's suddenly her house.
Yeah, you'll probably hear her bark a few more times. These guys will just boof boof here until she calms down. But
Yeah.
you guys done? Yeah, you guys done? Ozzy, you want to come up here? Everybody can meet Ozzy for the first time. I don't know if you guys. Come on, Ozzy.
Ozzy.
Come here. Come here. Come here, buddy.
For those
Mr.
listening to the
Ozzy.
audio only version, what breed is Ozzy?
Ozzy's a mutt. Both of my dogs are rescues. So he's got a little bit of Chihuahua. He's got a little bit of Poodle. He's got a bit of miniature Pinscher, I think. Some
Whoa.
super mutt. Yeah, we actually did the DNA test thing for him.
Yeah,
Hi, buddy. Hi, buddy.
that's cool.
Okay, sorry. I'm gonna mute it. She's not calming down.
Well, I mean, yeah, we could probably just wrap it up anyway, um, because that's yeah, seems like we've gotten all the trivia through. And as always, if you haven't already, join hiddenmovieclub.substack.com for free. If you want to get our free weekly newsletter to keep up on what we are watching on any given live stream. And if you want a little bit extra content, and eligibility to get the giveaways that we're doing, as Derek mentioned, we are giving away the Steelbook Blu-ray version of The Fifth Element for anybody who would like it. So just let us know and join that $5 tier so you are eligible and it can be yours, possibly.
Yeah, we'll also have some more breakdowns coming up. I'm almost done with my Warrior breakdown. So I'll be
Woo!
doing a breakdown of the film Warrior. And then actually one of our previous winners just picked Hannah, which I've never seen before. So I'm going to be watching that this week also,
Yes,
as a result
dude.
of your breakdown of that movie. So,
You definitely need to text me right after you watch that.
okay. Yeah,
Yeah.
sounds good.
I'm
Sounds
really
good.
excited for you to see that.
Maybe we can do a proper breakdown or a double take or something of Hannah,
Yeah,
because
I would love that.
they seemed our winner Brian seemed very, very excited to get Hannah. He was, he loved your breakdown of the movie, loved the movie, was very, very excited to get his hands on it. So
do you know much about it? Are you going in
I don't.
fairly
I'm going in completely blind. I don't
good?
want to know anything.
Okay,
The only
great.
thing I know about it is that Eric Bana and Saoirse Ronan are in it. Saoirse like inertia.
And you haven't seen my breakdown.
No. Well, I read part of your breakdown, but since I hadn't watched the movie, I stopped
Okay, cool. Yeah.
because I didn't want to spoil it, and I was like, okay, this sounds interesting. You spoke pretty highly of it, so
Yeah, dude. Yeah,
um,
it's great. So
yeah.
yeah,
So I'm excited for that.
join the newsletter, or yeah, join our Substack, get the newsletter every week. And yeah, we'll see you next week. What is it again? What are we watching next week?
Next week we're gonna watch Dead Presidents for Double
That's right.
Take, starring Chris Tucker. So that's our connection to Fifth Element. Is
Yeah.
is that guy?
Because for those, if you're just now joining our hidden movie club and got word of it, that's what we do. We have after the credits, which is typically something that we try and watch that has come out with some like notable anniversary, especially if it's an anniversary that is being shown in the movie theaters, because we do encourage those who can to see these anniversary releases in the theaters if they are playing at your local theater. But then the following week, we have Hidden Movie Club Double Take, where we watch something that is somehow tied into the previous week's movie. So, yeah, since Chris Tucker is in The Fifth Element, we will be watching another Chris Tucker film, Dead Presidents, next Tuesday. Or we'll be watching the film and then live streaming about it next Tuesday. So, yeah, all good things. Thanks for joining us today. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. Thanks for spreading the word. Wink, wink, wink.
Yeah. And I appreciate all the messages from everybody. We get a lot of messages on Substack after we do these, both the double takes and the after the credits. So thank you to everybody who's messaging us both in the Hidden Movie Club group chat, but also the individual messages. We really appreciate the support. So
Yeah.
thank you for your recommendations, for sending us movies, for asking about movies. All been great. All been great.
You guys are cool. Stay cool. And we'll see you next week. See